Hello, so I'm going to do a full video on this. This is basically a training Bokken. Now, I believe the company that made it was called Playwell Martial Arts, at least that's what it was called on Amazon when I ordered it. And I'm pretty impressed with this. So this was exactly £20 if I remember. It might have been like £19.98 or something like that. But I got it on Amazon Prime and it was close enough to £20 basically. So this is obviously designed for sort of martial arts kind of use, and I guess building up your muscles for use of a katana. And the idea is that it's safer using a wooden bokken than it is obviously using a real live blade, especially if you're in a room, I guess, with loads of other people sort of swinging these around. Now, I actually bought it with a very different intention in mind. Now, yes, one of the uses for it is obviously building up muscle like this. Swinging it around in a room, it's obviously a lot safer doing this than it is swinging a live blade around. But however, the reason I wanted to use it is because I'm very interested in getting into some sort of sword sparring with friends. You know, like, because as I said before, I've not spotted any sort of HEMA type clubs that are near me that would actually interest me. The idea is that we'd wear head protection and then we'd use these wooden training swords as a sparring tool. So we wouldn't obviously be hitting each other very hard, but you're still going to get a bit of bruising out of it, and you know, you maybe probably learn something fairly quickly about blocking properly and everything like that. Obviously, you wouldn't use a live blade because you could kill each other doing that, but with a bit of head protection, you shouldn't be able to kill each other with this, but you might get some nasty bruises, you know, and things, which is kind of what we want to get into because, you know, contact sport is actually quite fun. So, you know, this is obviously a lot safer than using a real katana for it. Now, I'm pretty impressed with the weight and everything of this. I think this is about an inch longer than my real katana, and it weighs 200 grams. My real katana weighs 260 grams, so it's fairly close. If I just take the scabbard off of there, if I hold them both together, you can see that they're very similar in size. I just try and hold those as close to each other as possible. You can hopefully see there that, you know, they're almost identical in size and everything. There's very, very little in it, so that is very good. So obviously the real katana is slightly heavier. However, the real katana obviously has metal in it, and it's got the sort of silk binded sort of handguard and everything as well, whereas this is just the wood. It's got a bit of rubbery plastic there to keep, you know, to act as the suba or the handguard, whatever it's called on the katana, to keep that in place. Now, what I will say is with the real katana, obviously with the silk sort of bound handle, they did, I think, do some of those bokkens with these on, but they cost a bit more. I didn't really see the point in it, to be honest, when I just want it primarily as like a sparring sword. But yeah, if you wanted to get the weight and feel of a real katana with a Bokken, then I think it'd be very good for that. They have a separate name, and I'm not quizzed on all this Japanese stuff, so I'm afraid I can't give you that name, but there is a heavier weight version of the Bokken that weighs about 3 times as much, that looks a bit more like a cricket bat, because it's essentially got the same size handle, but then the wood has to be a lot thicker at this end to, you know, be a better training one. So that obviously would be heavier, so if you wanted one that weighed more like 600, 700 grams, then there are those available. But as I said, I want this for sparring purposes, and having a 200 gram wooden sword for sparring is pretty practical. So obviously you could use this like a real katana, with, you know, how you'd hold it, which I believe somebody correctly said. You put your right hand closest to the guard, left hand lower down, and then, as you can hear, hitting the ceiling. This is why it's safer using a wooden one than a live blade. And then obviously that would be how you'd sort of stand and use a real katana. However, as I said, I prefer using it in sort of European sabre or rapier style sort of, you know, swordsmanship, just simply because that's what I'm more used to. And for sparring, I think, you know, being at a right angle to your target gives you more opening, you know, allows you to do better footwork. That's just me anyway. So yeah. If I do end up sparring with this, which I really hope to be doing, when a friend buys a similar one, then I'll let him borrow one of my riot helmets and I'll wear one of my riot helmets. I will definitely put some YouTube videos up of us sparring with these, because I think people would find that very interesting contact sport. You know, I'm sure the Health and Safety Brigade will go absolutely mad, you know, like they do often on the Riot Shield videos. We'll be wearing the most basic protective equipment to stop us from killing each other, but for the most part it's going to be, you know, very fun. You know, we're expecting to get bruised and a bit beaten up. Hopefully no broken ribs or anything that requires hospitalisation, but you know, the main point is actually learning to have a bit of, you know, consequence to having blows land and things like that. Not having one of those really, really lightweight plastic hollow swords that makes you go, oh yeah, yeah, somebody technically hit me with that, but you know. So yeah, this should be good. So anyway, I think this is the Playwell Martial Art Bokken, it's called. I said I really like it. It's red oak, handles very nicely for what it is. However, they do not recommend these for contact sport, so I'm going to be breaking that rule when I use it. It says they accept no, you know, liability for death or injury caused with these. Fair enough. But, you know, I think if you did want one for contact sparring, it would be very good for that.